YouTube. It's your boy, Mr. Outliner. I'm back. Look, I was showing one of my new barbers how to do this mid fade because this is a mid fade right here. We're gonna call it that, like mid to high. But I just wanted to show her some steps on how to make fading easier, what to look for, and things like that. You might see her jump in and out the video a little bit, but as I'm explaining it to her, I'm gonna explain it to y'all too. So first thing you want to do is start looking at the haircut and understanding where you want to set your guidelines at, right? So here I'm gonna make my guideline, and I'm telling her because she's having a hard time removing the guidelines that when you go up on the guideline like this, right? I'm bouncing it off once I get to where I want the guideline to be. So I'm actively showing her right here, like we bouncing it off, right? And you just do that all the way around the head. Now, once we do that, we want to take off one guard, and I told her to leave it open just so you can kind of see what the hair is going to do. Sometimes when you're new and you can't eyeball it, you just go bigger, right? Or you leave the lever open, and then you kind of work your way down. I also left the hair at the bottom of his neck and around so she can see the contrast. So if you're having problems like seeing where the fade is and stuff like that, you can leave the bottom. Fading hair is all about contrast, meaning you're gonna go from dark to lighter, and then light, and then none, or something like that. Like however you want to put it, darkest to dark to light dark to light lighter. You know what I mean? Like it's contrast. So that's what hair cutting is. It's contrast and it's angles, right? So we get it cut now with the one guard. We got the lever closed all the way because we understand if we close the lever all the way, it's still gonna keep it dark, which is what he wants. Now, once we do that, we can take that same one guard and we wanna go up. And I'm telling her, you can go up to right where the parietal ridge, right before it starts to round off. That's how high you wanna go. So basically, the concept that I'm teaching her is you go from big guard to small guard and work your way down so you can see stuff, right? And by also going big guard to little guard, you can set the fade exactly where you want it, right? So I'm teaching her that I'm going against the grain and I'm working it all the way around the head. Now, the next thing that you want to do after we get it blended in with the one guard, we can focus on that heavy guideline right there at the bottom. And you just want to stay exactly on that line. You don't have to do much. You want to stay in that area because if you stay in that area, the fade will stay exactly where it needs to be. So when you're doing these guidelines and stuff like that, you stay on that guideline and blend it out. So I wanted to show her three different sections. So I showed her the bald section with that first guideline. That's the top guideline right there. That's the middle guideline right there. And then we have none here. So that's three different levels. And all you really have to do is take that first area out, and then you come down after that and take that last area out at the bottom. You just clean it up and go up, and then boom, the fade is done. So this is simple, right? I'm simplifying it for her. Even though she can fade some, I'm giving her a foundation where she can make her haircuts more consistent and she'll become faster at using it. So right now I'm showing her, okay, boom, I'm doing that. I'm trying to make everything lay down, and I'll start to clean up the guideline at the bottom a little later, but I'm making this other guideline all the way around the head so she can see it. You see that? 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels, right? So now I got everything lined up. And again, like I was saying at first, I kind of got ahead of myself, but like I said at first, all we want to do is clean up that guideline right there. I kind of showed her this is the hair is going down. I want to go against the grain also. But I'm staying on that guideline right there in the middle, right above. You see where I'm at? That's the only place I want to be at, and remove that guideline, right? And stay on that line, because if I stay on that line, I do not push the hairline. I do not push the fade up higher than it needs to be, right? So I'm gonna fade all that out, and then I'll come back and look at it and see if I need to smooth anything out. Now, once we finish with removing that guideline, now all we have left is the bottom. You see that? That guideline, that's the only thing left. So we don't have a guard on, but we have our lever all the way open. I switched my tool because this blade is like the surgical blade. It's the fade blade, right? And it's flat, so it lays right on the skin. You need that in order to help you remove the lineup, and it's good for detailing, especially on haircuts like this. So I'm just taking it and I'm just fading that bottom line. You see the area I'm staying in? I'm not all the way up there where I was, up by the parietal ridge. I'm midway. I'm just cleaning that line up, right? You see it? So the fade is actually coming together well like I want it. Only thing that I want to work on is where my thumb is. I want to try to smooth his hair out right there. The thing with his head was he had a lot of, his head wasn't just flat or just all the way around. It was dips here, dips there. But it was good because I was showing her how to work with that. Sometimes you got to use your thumb, stretch the skin to get in those hard to reach places, right? So you see how the steps come together, the contrast, and I'm able to keep the fade exactly where I want it without going up too high. This is an easy 3-step process. You probably only gonna really use 2 guards or so, right? That's it. Now, so once I got the fade down, I cleaned up the bottom. I just go in and I detail a little bit, right? But the fade is actually exactly how I want it. It's mid to high, exactly like the picture he showed me, right? And remember to use the corner of your blades to get everything going. Now I want y'all to pay attention to his lineup. His lineup is leaning to the left. It's up high on the right. It's already like that. So we don't want to keep it exactly like that, like high on one side, low on the other side. We want to try to correct it just a little bit, right? It's slanted all the way, right? You can see that. And then the shape of his forehead plays a part also. These are the things that you think about in your mind before you start the lineup, and you look and you see and like, dang, this is a challenge or not. So with him, I already knew it was a challenge, but like I told the barber that's watching, I just wanted to show her, my approach to it. Now, the thing that I was thinking about, the thing here is you start in the middle and you just kind of work your way over, right? After you see what side is low and high. So I tend to go from the middle to whichever side is the highest, right? Some people start with the lowest side. I start with the highest. Either way, as long as you get it. But what I'm trying to teach her here is you're going to have to use your mirror, and you're going to have to take your time, right? It might not come the first time you do it, your lineup, your first outline, consider it an outline. You're not trying to get it perfectly straight. You're trying to get it leveled up, at least good enough to where when you come back the second time, boom, it's in there. You know what I mean? Now you can like really detail and try to put all your effort into making it sharp, right? And once I got that side going, I can turn them, and now I can like focus on this other side, right? And try to match it up. So the thing about lineups, you want to do them in halves or quarters, whatever. You don't want to try to do the whole thing straight across from one side to the other. That's how you get a crooked lineup. So take your time, do one side, do half, do the other half, things like that. Now that we got his lineup, you see his lineup. I don't. He asked for enhancements. To me, he don't need them, but he asked for it. So now I'm about to show her how to hit the enhancements. The enhancements on him really, it should be very subtle. It doesn't have to be heavy, right? You just want enough on there to like, just enough to make it pop. And that's what I'm trying to show it now. Like in the darker areas, yeah, you can apply darker enhancements. You can do that because it's gonna match. But like on the side, on the vertical bars, what I was trying to teach you is very light. You don't need like heavy work on the vertical bars. If you do, it's just right in the front, just a little bit, because that's all the person really gonna see. They don't need to see enhancements all on the side of the fade. Like that's like wild to me, right? But you take your time, you do a light spray on what you already got. You do your lineup first, and it can look like this now. He already looking like a star. How y'all think he looking right now? But anyway, that's the video. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know how we do it. Until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.